Keeping venomous reptiles is an unforgiving hobby, requiring proper training and lots of experience. One simple mistake can be the difference between life and death. Remember, the most venomous snake in the world is the one that just bit you. There are no venomous snakes with training wheels. Just because you see viperkeeper handle snakes a certain way does not mean you should try it too.
Okay, so we're here at Pogo's little lair, and we see Pogo in front. She hasn't eaten in a while, and I'm sure she's hungry, and I'm sure she's thinking, well, it's about time you came here and fed me. But that's not what I'm really here for. I'm really here to see if I can get the boy. Oh, sorry, Pogo. I didn't mean to goose ya. Yeah, Pogo gets very upset when I try to remove her from her cage. I mean, every common lancehead is, well, if you just come out and on the hook, that would be very helpful. Come on. You've done this before. Yes, I see your tail is wagging. See, you know, I try to work with hooks, and I tried to grab him with the grab stick, and he really didn't like that. Now, Pogo is on alert. You know, I try to be as gentle as I can. Oh, well, don't be all bitey and stuff. Come on. Yes, I know, I've upset you. Come on. I'm gonna take you to where you can find another girl. Just relax. See, this is why I don't like using them, because the snakes really don't like them. This is why the tongues are generally relegated to water dish and poop removal. But I knew he wasn't going to hook anyway, so I just went for it. So he is rattling his tail. He is really cranked up and unhappy. I'm not going to poke him. I'm just going to see if he's going to decide to move in there on his own, because he's already angry enough. There's no reason to make him any more upset than he already is. At some point soon, probably in a month, I will move him out into his own cage, where he can spend the rest of the summer and early next year.
Is that the female you just upset? Or is that still him?
That's him. He's behind the log, she's in the log. So, okay. We can't do any more. We can just stay out of the way, let nature take its course, and move on. So we'll let you know how that all works. Hello there. I see you've got some flies too. These are the ringed water cobras, very shy snakes. I should, I'll hold off on cleaning their bins for now, but they get very, very butthurt when you bother them. They're very shy. At least some of them are. They sort of outgrow that and realize that, hey, it's Mr. Viperkeeper. He brings me food. Are you digesting your food back there, huh?
I like the position in the back there.
Yeah, it's plastering as much of its body up against the back wall where it gets warm. We'll let him do that. We have to water a little later. This one is, I won't tease it by disturbing it, but all I have to do is sort of tap on the doorway, And actually, many times when I'm in the room, when food is being doled out, it comes right up to the front. But we're not going to disturb it today. One of the most time-consuming tasks is getting these male blue Komodos to eat. I did see recently a post that somebody had much more success with Trimesauruses feeding them at night. I may have to try that, because these guys, I have to tease the snot out of them to get them to strike and hold finally, you know, a prey item so they can consume it. I only offer them food once every 2 weeks because I don't like stressing them out. So here I sit waiting for these guys to chow down on the first item that they're going to eat today, hopefully, and I will offer them a second one when the time is right. Usually once they're started, they're okay, but that initial feeding event is just awful. I hate teasing the animals like that. But if I don't tease them, they just won't eat, and that ends very badly. Meanwhile, snakes that just love to eat are just staring at me through the glass, hoping that I can deliver something else to eat for them. Thud there already was fed yesterday. He got his 2 mice. He's a very well-nourished snake and doesn't really need any more. But they see cobras are very food-oriented, and you know, they just they'll eat till they explode. Hello, Mr. Reaper. I see that you shed. Sorry folks, I'm doing this one-handed. Are you interested in something to eat? Or are you just interested in being interested? Hello. Sometimes he's just nosy. No, and cranky. So we'll just leave that there for him. And I'll try to extract his shedding, which, as you can see, is irritating him. Oh. He decided that was okay to eat instead, huh? Alright, take that. I'm sorry. Oh, he's upset because... Yeah, get in there. Go on. Eat your mouse. I have to be careful because his reach is getting longer. Yes. As I was saying, his reach is getting longer, and he just demonstrated how long that actually is. Oh, I forgot. I was supposed to be eating and not trying to kill the guy who feeds me. Well, go ahead. Alright, I'm going to give him a couple others and then move on, because I've got other things to do other than to try to avoid getting killed. Okay, so it looks like, Mr. Popia is very interested. So interested, I'm not going to use my fingers. Hi, nice to see you. Would you like that? You would. He's a very nice snake. Again, of course, you wouldn't want to get bit by him, but he's a good guy. He does really well in that cage. Lets you know when he wants to eat. Sometimes sticks his tail in a place where I can actually tease and touch it and really make him angry. It's not professional, but sometimes, you know, it's what I like to do. So we'll let him carry on with his munchies there. These are your typical Trymosaurus type venoms, which is hemotoxic and cytotoxic, readily treatable if you have the correct antivenin, which happens to be Thai pit viper antivenin. I know, am I disturbing you? You don't like the camera? There are so many Trymosaurus in Asia that a lot of phylogenists call Trymosaurus sort of the junk drawer of venomous snakes, or Asian pit vipers, because it's where you put the species if you really can't classify it and make it a genus of its own. So everything goes in Trymosaurus. They used to be called Cryptolytrops. Then it went back to Trymosaurus. Some of them went to Protobothrops and then back to Trymosaurus. I just can't keep up with it anymore, so I don't pay much attention to it until it's settled. Now, in here we have a younger Bothrops stiporus, not related to Mrs. Bobbitt. That's a female. I had a young male in with her. Sometimes these crazy things happen. Snakes die for no apparent reason. I fed the male one day, and the next day I found him dead. Sometimes we don't know why the animals die, but she's doing quite well. She will probably drag that back into her little hut there. Again, I don't disturb these guys unless I really have to. So we will move on to other things because we sort of have to leave the room anyway, because some snakes don't want to get caught with their mouth full like Mr. Bernetti, so he'll sit there until we leave, and then he'll eat what we offer him.
I really wish Dad would calm down and stop trying so hard to get out of his cage. That makes me so nervous.
You know, I don't think he's trying to get out of his cage because he wants to come in the next room and visit you. I think he really wants
to go
something.
over and visit her, probably.
Well, yeah, I mean, certainly she would be someone or something he would like to visit, but I'm not breeding taipans anymore.
No.
Also, he knows it's feeding day, so he's active. Otherwise, generally, a lot of days he sits quite quietly. That's why he's sort of nicely filled out. But he knows it's feeding day, and he knows that the guy that does the feeding is in the room, so he's trying to let me know that he's available. Now look,
he can't get his fat body back into his little hut there.
yes, he's a lard ass. I've really cut him back. You gotta go in there in an organized fashion, dude, otherwise it doesn't all fit.
He's just trying his darndest.
10 pounds of poop in a 5-pound box sort of a deal. Alright, so yeah, he's gonna figure that out. But I just want to point out, look at the male and how well filled out he is, and look at the female who does all that reproductive stuff, which consumes a lot of energy, producing ova, even though there may not be fertilized, plus all of her activity. She's a little bit thinner and hasn't recovered from her last batch of eggs last year. Hopefully there's no eggs in the box there. She had some leftover fertilized ones, but I don't think so. So he's stuck. So we're just gonna let him be stuck for now, and go on to other things that we need to get done here at the lair. Well, I've been away for 10 days now, and my scaly kids are anticipating my return because I am the guy that ultimately brings them food. So let's have a look at them. Hello, how's everybody? Hello, Miss Taipan, what are you up to, huh? Well, she's breathing, so I'm not going to disturb her. We have a light out. Well, hi, Mr. Forest Cobra.
He's happy, always happy to see you.
Oh, Mr. Taipan, he knows that I'm here, huh? Hello.
It's very disturbing when they're trying to get out like that.
Yeah. Miss,
Oh, it's the food guy.
Miss Coloradus. Yeah, got some sheddings to clean up, as well as cages and all sorts of things. Hi, Bucky. Oops, sorry. Didn't mean to startle you. Everybody else sort of looks okay. Let's have a look at this guy. He's 3 years old at the end of June. Is pretty much the runt, and he's just started to do pretty well food-wise. I'm not gonna mess with. The water cobras recognize that I'm here. Hello. Yes, we will feed you. Hi, Miss Taipan. Hello, it's me. She'll catch my scent, I guess.
And this one is still wearing a hat.
Yes, which, really, you know, she is just a terrible shedder, both the male and the female white-tailed lanceheads. It's always a nightmare to keep them hydrated enough to allow them to shed. And water cobras like showing their junk as usual. That's a big boy.
And you've been snotting up your glass.
Really running low on bulbs.
Yeah, we go through those like crazy.
Well, these things are crap. Zoomed bulbs. They have no life expectancy at all. They just fail anywheres from 1 to 2 days after you use them, anywheres out to like a month or two, and then they just they're just done. You know, the snakes are well nourished here. It's not like I'm starving them to death. You know, adult snakes, you know, essentially like this gal, 10 days without something to eat should be hardly noticeable. I guess they do look forward to that. If they fail to kill me, they at least get something to eat. Let's go over next door. Oh. You see, you guys are out. Are you guys thinking about making some eggs? Huh? Visit those guys later. everybody? How's everybody doing, huh? Oh, Mr. Brown shed. Oh, that one's interested in me. Those guys acknowledged my presence. Hello, Elvis. I suppose we can introduce everybody to the latest arrivals. An Egyptian saw-scale viper. Hello. That's a male. And that's a female. Hello. And that's a male coloratus. These guys are going to have to be fed, along with everybody else. So we'll get going a little later. You made a mess of your cage, huh? There, you've got water. Hello, I see you shed too, huh? Mr. Thud? Alright, so that's everybody. So I suppose we should dole out some food.
Oh, look who's poking her head out to see if there's anything to eat.
Well, if you remember, she was offered a mouse, bit it, but didn't eat it because I think we were working in here too much, and she's a very secretive snake, like all the Bothrops. There's a Jararaca. That one is not so secretive. Makes no bones about it that it's looking for food. Alright, well, we'll pick up where we left off as usual. Hello, Mr. Brown. How are you doing, bud? Alright, you whack job. Yeah, easy, easy. You're a silly snake. You are a silly snake, but unbelievably lightning fast.
Mm-hmm.